I'm really excited to talk about generating positive PR because public relations is the thing that I absolutely love doing. So, when it comes to hosting motorsports events, this is a key element that's often missed by many organizers. If you're out there doing good in the community, which many organizers are, people deserve to know about it. And it's going to help your organization in the long run if you're generating positive feelings towards your organization. So, it's not just about the image, though. It's really about developing that connection with your community. So, whether you're boosting the local economy because you bring events to an area that is kind of impoverished, you're giving back to a charity, you're supporting the local community in some way, you want to have that connection and be able to share that with other people. So, some people that I know that host events have supported volunteer fire departments. They've donated to the schools. They've given to individuals in need or donated to a charity. They've even partnered with other businesses to bring, again, an economic boost to that area. And maybe even your organization is donating your time to a cause. You're doing trail cleanup, you're going to a community event and donating your time. Those are all things worthy of generating positive PR. The next step that you want to think about is, what is the story? Why should people care? And how is this relevant? So think about who is involved, what happened, why does it matter, what is the impact, who are we helping? So then you're going to take it to step 3, where you're going to tell the story. And this is where you're going to reach out to media. It could be your local media, it could be industry media if you're in the motorsports world, it could be a mixture of both. It could be a podcast, a magazine, a radio show, the TV network, a community website or newspaper. You're going to need to find the right contacts. And this is where it can be a little challenging. Of course, looking online, try to find an actual human's email or name, not just a generic submit information button. If you can, if you're on LinkedIn, it's great to try to search out who's at those publications as well. That can be really helpful. But try to find an actual contact to get you connected. And then think about how you can get that information out to not only media outlets, but your followers as well. So, can you send an email blast? Can you do social media? Put it on your website for people to view over time. So, there's the story that we're going to tell. Next, you want to make it super easy for the media outlet to print your information. The easier that you make their job, the more likely it is that it's going to happen. So, you're going to want to gather assets. So, make sure that you have photos of the action or activity or the donation that you made. Maybe you did a check presentation. Maybe you donated food to the food pantry, or maybe, again, you were volunteering your time for trail cleanup. Those are all things that should be documented in the process. So you have to think about that ahead of time. And then you're going to be able to share that with a media outlet later. You're also going to need to make the pitch. And so this is where a lot of people get thrown off and think writing a press release is something that's very challenging. I like to break it down into something that it's just a set template, a set way that you format the information. So essentially, it goes back to trying to make it as easy on that media person as possible. So you're going to put all the details that you possibly can into this press release, and you're going to try to write a story the best you can. And if that is too overwhelming for you, news outlets will always be open to stories, even if you don't submit a press release. So if that step is too daunting, just skip it and go direct to the news outlet and let them know that you have a story that you want to pitch, and give them the information, or they can interview you. Finally, once that's all said and done, hopefully you've landed some media placements, but you're going to want to think about measuring the impact. So, did it result in increased website traffic, more social media engagement, new inquiries from followers or participants or sponsors? And then what was the actual number of media coverage that you got? And you can even ask these outlets for some of their stats if they're willing to share that, to see how far the reach has gone. But most importantly, I just really encourage motorsports organizations to always be sharing the good that they're doing in the community, because sometimes we get a bad rap, and It's not always warranted. And if you never share the good news and then maybe a little misstep or some misinformation comes along, it's going to be too late to go back and try to say, well, we've done all these good things. So, really, it's a continual process that you always want to be sharing all the good that you're doing in the community. And hopefully that will continue to pay off for years to come.